Hey Tickies, how's everyone's? Y'all want to make some pumpkin pie? Let's make some pumpkin pie. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a homemade pie crust. Stop it. Yes, you can. This is a no-fail pie crust. If you just do what I say, it'll be fine. I'll find somewhere in there to link the actual recipe. But we're going to make our own. We're going to make one pumpkin pie, okay? Or pumpkin, depending on where you're from. Mine is going to be a 9-inch deep dish, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put in 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I like unbleached, pre-sifted. It's softer. My preference. And then you're going to put in 1 1/4 cup of shortening. Vegetable shortening. Please don't use lard, not in this, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to mix these things with a fork, or if you want to get bougie, you can use a pastry knife, but I like a fork. And it needs to look like this, y'all. Do you see that? See how it's real super crumbly? Don't use your hands. It gets everything in it hot. The thing to a really good pie crust is keeping everything cold. Okay, so 3 cups of flour, 1 1/4 cup of shortening. Make it to where it literally looks like sand, okay? Now, you're going to take 1 egg. You're going to take some white vinegar. Hang on. Just some plain old white vinegar. A tablespoon of white vinegar. Put that in your egg. Not inside the pie crust. Put it in the egg, okay? And we're going to beat that up like a bad boyfriend. Just like that, okay? Then you're going to dump it in the pie crust. Don't touch it yet. Don't touch it. Then you're going to put 5 tablespoons of ice water. Yes, put ice in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't use your hands. You go mix this up, and you're going to think that it ain't right. Right? Just trust me. It's going to seem like it's a little dry. It won't be. Don't put your hands in this. And try not to mix a whole heck of a lot. Now, this is kind of where we're at. I want just a little tiny bit more. Depending on where you are, 5 to 6. I'm going to go 6, and that's as far as I'm going. Okay? And y'all just going to have to believe me. Get you some saran wrap, because we're going to do this all in one, or we're going to try to. Get you some saran wrap, okay? And you're going to put this in some saran wrap. Hang on, I'm going to bring you down. Put you some saran wrap down. Okay, just like that. You're going to dump this out in your saran wrap. Just like that. Now see, it don't look like it's all together, does it? Babies, it will be. I promise. And again, I try to keep my hands off of it as much as I can. Squish it together. And it will just come to like nobody's business. Okay? Just like that. Look, we got us a dough ball. I know. It don't seem like much, but it will be. Okay? Now, the more you fool with this, the tougher it's going to get. So just, please don't fool with it a whole lot. All right? I double wrapped this. Do you see? Look how pretty it is. See? But I double wrapped it. Put this in the refrigerator for an hour. I don't care what anybody says. An hour. You hearing me? Come back for part 2. There's your pie crust. All right in there. Right about here. All the ingredients. 3 cups of flour. 1/4 cup of shortening. 5 to 6 tablespoons of ice water. 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 1 beaten egg. Oh, and a whole teaspoon of salt. Don't forget the salt. Hell's bells. All right, come back for part 2, and we'll talk about the pie filling.